Hello. Hello everybody. I have an example of what I want you guys to do with your character after you're done with the rig of her, the rigged character. So in here I have my rigged character. This is a different character than we were working with the other example, but she's got all of the same stuff. She has her controllers over here, her phonemes over here, her walk cycle is automated, and I've animated her in here waving hello and speaking. So in this file, in this composition, she's only doing that. She has all of her bones in here. She has all of her controllers in here. Now in this file, I have the parallax that I set up. So if I pull up my two views, there we go, two views. Then you can see my camera from the top. If I zoom out, this is my camera right here. This is my background. And I have various things that she should pass behind, which should make it look a little bit more like we're moving through the scene. So if I hit play over here, it might take a minute to load up and to buffer. I have a light source over here on her that's giving that nice glow effect. Whoa. There we go. Things didn't get caught up. But you can see these cars moving through. We have some of those assets from the neighborhood file. So I have this urban street shops file. I have a few cars that I brought in and animated their wheels turning. And then I have the neighborhood assets that we worked on together in class up here. So that would be like the mailbox, the light poles, the bench, things like that. That sign in the background, the street lights. I think I pulled from either here or from the nighttime scene. I can't remember. But you can see I have a whole scene happening here. I have two cameras and we switch between the first one to the second one in these two shots. I have my rigged character in the scene and I want to show you guys how I did that. So the only thing that you have to do to get this to occur, to put your character in your parallax animation, is I have my character composition down here. So when you have your parallax, your straight view, it should look like this up here. And it might be a different one. I told you guys you can use any parallax assets that you want, and you don't have to use the same one that we did from class a few weeks ago. You can use your own, you can use a new one. I got mine off of freepick.com again, same place that I got our original character, and then I made my character. But to get this character into here, into the parallax scene, what I did was I went into my project folder and I hit import file, and I went and found my character file that I animated her on, the After Effects file. So you have to make sure that in the scene you import all of the other things that went into making your character. So that's going to be the audio, that's going to be your character's Illustrator file, the phonemes, and the hand illustration. So you should have all of those in your project layers over here as well, or it should be accessible from here. So then I can switch between the two. I can do all of my animation from here, and then I can drop her into this scene. I need to make sure that I am continuously rasterizing her, and these should have already been set to continuously rasterize. That's that kind of sunshine star icon in the middle here. And then from there I can animate the position of the composition of her, which is going to be just her. So I'm moving this whole background around. So something that you'll need to know is the background right now is set to a guide layer. So the way that I set that to a guide layer is the same way that we set up everything over here being a guide layer. technically your controllers are all part of the scene too, but they're hidden because things were on a guide layer. So just to show you again, I'll do it with this hair layer. I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose guide layer, and it'll put a hashtag mark over here. And if I come back over here, she shouldn't have any hair anymore because it's hidden. So if I turn off guide layer, then her hair will come back. Some other things that you can keep in mind, I animated her bangs and the back of her hair blowing in the wind the same way that we did with the puppet tool assignment. And on the lighting on her, I added an effect called CC Light Sweep. And these were my settings for that. I chose this yellowish light, the same color that I'm using for that street light there for her to pass under, just to make her feel like she fits in the scene better. And then the only other thing is to set up something like this is probably just setting up these two different cameras and making sure that all of the assets feel like they fit in the scene together. So you don't have to do all of that, but it does make the scene look a lot nicer. And then if I turn off this action safe grid, you can see for the most part it travels with it really well. Everything feels stable in here because it's moving with the camera, and I think the only thing that I wish that I had done on this was animated the walk by hand instead of using the automated walk, because I don't like how stiff her arm is there, and I don't like that she's not fully straightening her legs, so she looks like she's stiff. But I think that that's good progress. I think that's something that's really achievable for you guys, and I'd like to see what you guys do with it. So that is something to work on, and that's just the last little piece of this. So I will see you guys in class. Thank you. Hello.